Hallå! Hej allihopa och välkomna till DJ-podden Meet the DJ. Och veckans gäst. Vi ska inte avslöja vem det är ännu. Vi ser honom i kameran. Men Kjetil, hej!
Hej!
Välkommen, tänkte jag säga. Men...
Ja, det känns som att jag bor här mer eller mindre.
Ja,
så.
Tillbringar väldigt mycket tid i det här rummet.
Jo.
Som för övrigt kan jag tillägga har det säkert en temperatur på massor med grader idag i alla fall.
Oh ja, det är ganska varmt.
Så ska vi sänka introt som är Kjetils skapelse faktiskt, för de som undrar. Så där har vi lagt upp en liten playlist. Welcome, Ty.
Thank you, sir.
TUGGWELL,
Thank you
how
very
are
much.
you?
Good to be here. Good to be here.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys. Good
This
to
is
be
exciting.
fucking talking for once to people instead of just trying to entertain them with somebody else's music.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that was what pod was all about. We wanted to know the persons, behind the music. Everybody's just doing the live streams, like standing there and performing, and some of them are good and some of them are not so good. But anyway, you want to know who is this person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So who are you?
it's always a hard question to answer. Actually, when
Nah,
you think you
I
know
quite a bit about you. I did some research.
The research.
Yeah.
All right. Research is good.
Yeah. But the music, I guess, has been a big part of your entire life, or
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, music's been part of my life as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
I was born in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I grew up in this little, kind of like a little village outside of Montego Bay, which is the second largest city in Jamaica.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and I was like the performing kid of my neighborhood. I was like the little Michael Jackson of my neighborhood. Yeah. I used to sing and dance and do all this crazy shit when I was little. Yeah, one of my earliest memories is like my cousin entered me into a song contest when I was about 6 years old.
oh
And right before that, I had drank my first bottle of red wine, actually. Dead serious. 6 years old. I went to the store with him. My cousin was 16. He was like, look, anything in the store you can have.
Oh.
I was like, anything? He was like, anything. I was like, I want that. He was like, you know what that is? I was like, yeah, it's wine. He was like, you want it? I was like, yeah, of course I want it. Because it was like, you know that song, Red, Red Wine? That song?
UB40, yeah.
There's actually, like when I was growing up in Jamaica, I don't know if it still exists, but they used to have like wine in like the size of a Red Stripe bottle.
Oh, so like very small then,
Exactly.
like a quarter bottle they have.
You know what I'm saying? With just a red label, a white label with red writing, and it just says red wine.
Oh,
That was it.
okay.
So I told my cousin I want that, and he was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." So I drank that. Next thing you know, I'm in the fucking singing contest, singing Kenny Rogers, the Gambler.
Oh yeah,
I
Kenny
swear to God,
Rogers.
Kenny
again.
Rogers. You got to know.
So where was
the
this
whole-
singing contest? At a hotel?
No,
or
this was
like
actually like this was during Independence time in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And during Independence time, every little village, every little part, every little square has their little celebration.
Yeah.
So this was like in the town square, you could say. Yeah.
So,
On the stage.
what position did you end up
I
in?
came in second place, bro. yeah.
Hey,
Nah,
that's
the
good.
thing was,
Not bad for
I
a
was-
drunk 6-year-old.
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I think most of those votes, because I didn't remember the words. I think most of the votes was more about like feeling sorry or feeling like, I don't know, some kind of sympathy for a drunk.
So, you
6-year-old.
remember what song you performed?
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
You know it? Can you perform
No,
it now?
even though I don't know.
Can we hear it?
It's been-
Do you have
it's
it
been-
on your list?
It's not on my. I should
You're
have put it on
not
my
your
playlist.
list.
Fuck that. Yeah,
we still got time though. We still got time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change it. I'll just add one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add Kenny
Add it,
Rogers to
yeah.
it.
So then you went from the music to later on. You were in Jamaica, like 6 years old. When did you move from Jamaica?
Well, we moved when I was 9.
Yeah.
8, 9, somewhere around there. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly. But then before that, my mother was a music teacher.
Oh.
My mother taught music. She went to university and was specified in music or whatever. you
Yeah.
wanna call it.
Okay.
So there's always a lot of different music in my house, especially like back in those days.
If you're performing Kenny Rogers in Jamaica,
you know what I'm saying? Because back then music wasn't like how it is now. People wasn't so split up. It wasn't like you had to choose. Oh, I'm a reggae person. I'm a rock and roll person. Blah blah blah. It's like everything was on the radio.
Yeah.
They had country music. They had every kind of
mixing up everything.
Yeah, exactly. And this was before hip hop and R&B. Well, R&B still existed, but that was like Marvin Gaye and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always had music. So when we moved from, actually even before we left Jamaica, actually my cousin Barry, he was a DJ.
Oh yeah, he was a DJ.
Yeah.
He was a DJ in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And that DJ, it means a different thing. Also in Jamaica, because that can actually mean that you're rapping.
You're on the microphone a little bit. Yeah. You're selector.
Yeah,
selector. That's right. That's what they call him.
Yeah.
So my cousin Barry, he did that. You know, I remember. I don't know if those speakers are actually that big.
Yeah.
Or I just felt like they were fucking huge.
No, they're huge.
They usually
they have the parties outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I remember it was to the point where he couldn't even connect it to the power in our house.
Because it blew the fuse.
Exactly. So he literally had to take like a bamboo rod and connect the electricity to the outside of the house.
So you're like stealing electricity.
Exactly. Whenever he wanted to play, we had to do that. So I remember I was in his, like, he lived in like you could say the bottom floor or basement of our house. And I remember I saw the first Donna Summer record.
Yeah.
I was trying to find it the other day and I couldn't find it. Maybe I imagined this in my head.
Yeah.
But I remember she was in a cafe and she was dressed in like a waitress outfit, and it was like pastel colors in the background. I thought to myself, wow, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And and then she took out the record and it was like this black thing and it had all these little circles in it. I was hooked from then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you moved from Jamaica to where?
We moved first to Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, so you went to the States.
Yeah. I lived in Brooklyn, and this was like 85, 84, or spring 85.
Interesting times.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Graffiti was crazy.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like people used to do the whole trains.
Yeah.
So I remember one of the first things I saw
when
I came.
Car window
the
down.
whole car, everything. I remember one of the first things I saw was, first of all, the shock of like, going from a little village in Jamaica and you go to like this big city and it's like trains moving all above you, and the nighttime was scary because when we walked under the train, it was like sparks coming from it and all this shit.
Yeah.
And then in the daytime, it's like when you saw the train, they looked like a monster, some kind of snake or some kind of dragon or something, because there's drawings and all this stuff on side. It was a extreme culture shock.
Oh yeah.
Extreme.
Yeah. So how long did it get you to adjust to what is another like Jamaican community there?
No, I actually lived in a Puerto Rican neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I was kind of.
You're like, where are my patties in curry goat?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. Oh, none of it. All they had was maybe some rotisserie chicken at the pizzeria or something like that. None of the food was familiar. Nothing was familiar. The language. A lot of my friends spoke
Spanish.
I think I knew a little bit of Spanish from what I remember back then. I was okay with the Spanish, but now it's been so many years that since I even tried to use that I don't really remember. But yeah, it was Espanol a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, you want to share some music from your growing up time? So yeah. What do you have? You're the guest, so you get to choose the music in this podcast.
I forgot to add like the Kenny Rogers track.
Yeah, but hey, you still got time.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
So we start from the very, very beginning then.
Yeah, sure.
We start with Yellow Man, because I remember this Yellow Man track.
Yeah.
Was the first, like, we went to, this was Reggae Sunsplash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In Jamaica. I think it must have been one of the first years, because this was like, I was too young.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents saying, okay, now Yellow Man's going to come on, so you have to go home.
Yeah. He was like dirty.
dirty. So they were like, no, you can't stay no more, you got to go home. So I remember that, but as I got older, I got a chance to listen to Yellow Man, and I put that one on the playlist.
Okay.
So I just hit play? Or?
Yeah. Just hit the track, and we'll see what happens.
Well, you see if this rhythm you have a patch, Yellow Man made it. And you see after me don't made it, me set it. Zungo, zungo, go, zungo, zen. Zungo, zungo, go, zungo, zen. Say if you have a paper, you must have a pen. And if you have a start, you must have a N. Say 5 + 5 it equal to 10. And if you have goat, you put them in a pen. And if you have a rooster, you must have a hen. Now, zungo, zungo, go, zungo, zen. Zungo, zungo, go, zungo, zen. Jump for happiness and jump for joy. You know fi call yellow man no boy. Lady and they used to take fit tire. Beer girl and them call him child. You know fi call yellow man no boy. You know fi call John no boy. You know fi take iron knife boy. Zungo zungo go zungo zeng. Watch it. Zungo zungo go zungo zeng. Catch it. Zungo zungo go zungo zeng. Car 00119. Call yellow man make you feel so fine. Me chat on me lyric, me chat them in a rhyme. Me nah eat like me full up a rhyme. Cause yellow man him nah commit no crime. Cause zungo zungo go zungo zen. Zungo zungo go zungo zen. Hey, go shumpen, go shumpen. Hey, go shumpen, go shumpen. Say if you have a start, you must have a end. Say if you have a paper, you pass me the pen. But tell you yellow man, I'm too much girlfriend. Can't no for them matter, but me not have no girlfriend. You a idiot, boy, me have 110. Say all of them a be yellow children. All of them a be yellow children.
Yeah, sign off. What did we hear?
Yeah, that was Yellow Man.
Yellow Man.
Always so interesting hearing what the guests bring every week.
Yeah, I didn't even really realize what I was doing. Actually, I didn't really know I was supposed to do this. I thought it was supposed to be all house tracks or techno tracks from like, you know, recent memory. But yeah, it's good to have.
We want to hear like the musical journey that brought you there.
Yeah, that's good. I think I got some good ones on here too.
Yeah, that's
nice.
great. That's great. I'm looking forward to it because we haven't seen the list, and that's what's exciting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last minute tie in the house.
Yeah. So from Brooklyn, and then. Was it about DJing?
No. Well, the DJing thing, like I said, my cousin Barry back in the days, he had his thing going on.
Yeah.
And then I left Jamaica, and then that kind of died. I think my godfather also used to play music, from what I remember.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of start there, and then we moved to New York, and it was mostly just like trying to get into the system there, trying to learn which jackets to wear, what time, and what the fuck is snow. I remember the first time I saw snow. No, like real snow, like falling sky snow.
So we came to the States about the first time about the same year. I was in '84 was the first time we came to the States.
Yeah, springtime.
Oh yeah,
April. Yeah. No, sorry, not April. March 9th, if I remember.
I came there in June. June to LA though. Yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, I remember like coming from Jamaica, you don't really get this. You don't really get. The only time you see snow is like Disney movies and stuff like that. So I remember like the first day.
But never felt it. Like,
no, never. I never really seen it because it's like it's always some kind of magical experience too. So it's like. The first time it snowed, it was like my parents were like, oh, it's gonna snow. I went outside and I looked, and it was like a little bit of flurries, you know, just like a little bit of something.
And you're like, fuck, this is cold, man.
Cold. It wasn't that exciting either, because you know when you see it in the movies, it's like snow everywhere and everything's white. You know,
it's like beautiful.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't
not the slush on the ground.
It didn't get that far. It was like a little bit of sprinkles, and then it kind of just melted away. So I remember I was so disappointed. I was like, this is what it's like. My father's like, don't worry, it's gonna snow.
Yeah.
Man, literally the next time it snowed, I remember I went to school. I had like one of those Knight Rider Michael jackets on. I think it even said Camaro on the front or something like that. And I'm walking home from school, and it's fucking snowing like blizzard, like you know when it's hitting your eyes, you can't open your eyes, like that type of blizzard, like
As it was like shielding your face.
Yeah, I remember we went jacket shopping. Like
like destroyed Knight Rider jackets because that's about the same time. So A-Team and Knight Rider,
all those.
Yeah.
And I mean, even from like a little kid, I always been interested in movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I always watched a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
But in Jamaica, they only had like one TV station.
Yeah, I remember. My dad used to work for it.
JBC.
Yeah.
Jamaica
They're the only one.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, the only one. Yeah, he used to work for the TV station.
Yeah. So then you move to New York, and it's like you got all these shows. You got A-Team, you got Knight Rider, you got Miami Vice, where Miami Vice came on. That was killer. Yo, let me tell you how I'm not gonna say old, because. Let me tell you how back in the days I used to watch Miami Vice on a black and white TV. black and white. Respect that.
Yeah, that's respect. Yeah, with the turning knob.
Oh yeah.
You
got VHF, you got UHF, you got all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
So how long you ended up in Brooklyn for?
I think we lived in Brooklyn for maybe 3 years. I don't remember exactly. I think I was maybe like 12, 13 when we moved. Then we moved to Queens. And it was a completely different situation.
Oh, yeah?
We ended up moving. Some shit happened in my family. And we ended up having like emergency move, which at the time I didn't really understand what was going on. But now that I'm older, I realize that was.
Oh yeah. You were too young to get involved in the situation.
But then we moved like in the middle of the school year, like in the middle of not even the school year, in the middle of the last year of junior high school. Those are the European people, but I know what junior high school is. But it's like you go through like what was it, 8th grade, 9th grade, something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
And then like when you switch over to the next grade, then you start a whole different school. So high school starts then, and then you go to high school to like 17, 18, depending on when your birthday is. So I was like 12, 13, and this is like in February. So we moved in February. So all the kids in my new school, they all knew each other. Because they've all been to school together with, at least for like, the latest ones were like 6 months they've been there. I came in like the last 6 months of school.
And also midterm. But at least the beginning.
Man.
It already begun.
All the guys hated me. And all the girls loved me. Because all the girls, they were like, oh, who's the new guy?
Yeah.
And all the dudes was like, yo, why you getting so much attention from fucking girls? I'm like, yo, I don't know nothing. I'm just here.
And at that point, I don't want attention for the girls. I want friends.
I never really said that. I never really said that. No. I'll take the attention from the girls, and I'll deal with the friends as they come. So no, I dealt with that. That was good. So we moved there, and then it was like a completely different thing because you move from one country to another country where you have no like connection to your old self. Because when I moved to Queens now, there's Jamaican restaurants down the street. And there's the Jamaican neighborhoods.
This was more like the Jamaican neighborhood.
Matter of fact, I moved from Brooklyn to Jamaica, Queens. So even the place is now called Jamaica. So I'm chilling.
Yeah. And the leap from the United States, East Coast to Sweden. So
that took a while.
Yeah,
that whole thing. Because my thing was when I moved to Queens, I didn't really go to high school. Even though I was supposed to go to high school, some shit happened. I kind of skipped school a lot.
Yeah.
My school was really fucked up. Like literally, like it's not even a high school anymore. They shut it down. It became something else. People getting shot in my school, stabbed in my school.
So much worse neighborhood that you moved to in Queens that you were.
Technically, not really, because my neighborhood or my street, like that little block, New York is kind of like that. It's kind of broken up into different places. Like you can be in the richest neighborhood here, and you cross one street over, it's like you're in the ghetto. You know what I mean? So where I live, my block itself was a nice one. I had 2 fireplaces in my house. You know, a garage where you can drive your car into your house. You know what I mean? Different floors and stuff like that. So I didn't grow up poor. I'm not a ghetto kid.
I didn't even know they had that in
Yeah, Queens. Yeah. My parents, matter of fact, I used to live down the street from where Donald Trump grew up.
Ooh, that's cool.
Well, not live down the street. Sorry, that's a misquote. I knew someone that lived down the street, but it's not too far. It's like from where he grew up is like maybe 15 minutes from where I grew up. But it's still like even where he grew up is still not 20 minutes, 10 minutes from really fucked up neighborhoods. Because I mean, we're talking about New York in like the 90s when crack was the thing. Crack was fucking everything up.
Was gangs ruling the streets also?
Not really gangs like that, because by that point there wasn't really that many gangs in the East Coast. Gangs are more of a West Coast thing.
Yeah, we had them out there. Like blue or red, you had to choose neither. Don't wear neither in our neighborhood that we were living in first.
In New York during that time, it was more about crews. You had your little crew. You know, you had the Southside crew, you had this crew, that crew.
Oh, it's more like inspired by the Warriors. Exactly.
No, because even the Warriors was a little bit more organized. Everybody wore the same colors and shit like that. But it was more like
the Warriors.
Like if you had a brother and some friends that you grew up with. 3 or 5 people, it wouldn't be like 10, 20.
So did your crew have a name?
Nah, we didn't really. Well, we had a little name, but we wasn't really a crew like that.
Come on, spill it.
I'm not gonna say that. Shout out to my boy Dre in New York. Shout out to my boy Chris in New York. My boy Raymond. All of y'all, what's up?
Yeah, he's not gonna tell the crew name. He's not
What is a brainwashed kid going wild? Young little girls already have a child. Bad. And now you've been framed. The parents are hurted and ashamed for ruining yourself. And your mommy can't cope. Hey, little kids, don't follow these dopes. As a rule from a non-fool. Your life don't drool. Don't be a fool like those that don't go to school. Get ahead and accomplish things. You'll see the wonder and the joy life brings. Don't admire these. Hey, they don't admire you. Their time's limited, hard rocks too. So listen, be strong, scream whoopee-doo. Go for yours, cause dreams come true. And you'll make your mommy so proud of you too. And this is a message that the ruler Rick threw, and it's true. You know what? We like to party, You know what? Hey, young world. We like to party, Hey, young world. You know what? We like to party, Hey, Mr. Big Hey, don't you look fly? You don't have a Oh, my, you've been fighting again and you forgot why. Hey, kid, walk straight, master your high. Why? Because you make your family cry. And all jokes aside, are you in good health? Hey, boy, now have you really checked yourself? You're a disgust, you know someone that I can trust, dude. Steal Mars welfare. And you'd run and buy some dust and plus, I must say, big shot you're not. Your friends are talking and I'm hearing that your girls are what? You didn't know? Go steal and rob. And while you're at it, go get a suit for a job. You see you're acting like this urge is demanding. Come on, wake up. Have some understanding. Society's a weak excuse for a man. It's time for the right it's time to take the stand. Believe it or not, the Lord still shines on you. He guides you. And he watched you as you grew. Plus, past the age of a little child, that's true. But folks your age don't act like you do. So be mature and put the boy to a home. And if you're over 18, I wish you'd act like an adult. Don't live in a world of hate. Pull yourself together and get yourself straight. Men don't steal. Hey, most don't borrow. And if you smoke crack, your kids will smoke crack tomorrow. So be more mature. And kids, do your chores. Make your own money. Hey, be proud, that's yours. You know why? Cause that's a man. That's brains, no spite. Staying out of trouble when it comes inside. And a man never loses a fight in God's sight. Cause righteous laws are overdue. And this is a message that the ruler Rick threw. It's true.
Every time.
Hey, no, not every time. This was the first one.
Okay, every episode.
Yeah.
We have to do it just to shock everybody.
I think I put the lock on here by
Yeah.
accident.
Oh, yeah. 11:29. I have to change the code later on. Or
Now everybody knows.
movie. Yeah.
If you want James' laptop, come to his house
Yeah.
and press 1129.
Yeah, there we
Oh, it's
go.
not a laptop,
There we
it's
go.
an
What
iPad.
was that? Slick Rick.
That was Slick Rick.
And
that
then
was
the title?
That was Hey Young World.
Hey Young World.
Yeah, that was the positive track from. 'Cause
Yeah.
back in the days,
Yeah.
people always used to have kind of like one of each kind of track on
Yeah.
their album.
Ah.
Because so they would have like one, love song, one
Yeah.
positive track, one pro Africa track or some crazy
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
But this was like his positive to the youth. But the rest of the record was not like this. The rest of the record is like
Yeah.
treat her like
6
a prostitute.
minutes. Yeah.
There's actually a song called that's called "Treat Her Like a Prostitute."
Oh,
And
yeah?
I remember my mom freaked out
Oh yeah.
when she heard this.
Heard it.
This was on a Sunday too. I bought this record.
Whoa.
Remember, I bought the record, and she was like,
You're
"Why
not
you
allowed
play
to
this
cuss in the house,
on a
right?
Sunday too." Oh,
No.
she freaked out.
Were you allowed to cuss in the house when you were a kid?
The fantastic thing is, my mother, even now, as I'm 40-something years
Yeah.
old, my mother's actually heard me curse maybe 2 times.
Yeah. It's
I don't.
the same thing.
I don't curse in front of my mom.
No.
I don't curse in front of my mom or my dad, just out of respect. I know that if I did it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's
No.
also to show her the person I'm becoming, because I remember my mom told me when I was younger, she was like, stupid people curse.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to express
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. Yeah.
And I don't think I'm stupid.
Shit, then I
It
must
tricked
be
you into that one.
like in deep
No,
water.
but serious. Yeah, but
I must be dumb as shit because I swear all the time.
no, but you grew up. You just
Yeah.
get
Those are
raised.
just
You
words.
don't cuss.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
That's
it wasn't like something that she had to like.
No.
Enforce all the time.
No, it's just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, I was a decent kid. I didn't try to give too much trouble. I just didn't go to school.
Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yep.
I just didn't go to school, especially high school. Before that, I went to school. But
Yeah. So you left the girls. They're still there.
Girls?
The girls in high
Are
school.
there other
The
places
other
in
one.
high school?
No,
to
well,
find girls?
that was the thing. What we tried to do, we cut school and would hang out at my friend Mike's house. Yeah, Mike's parents. Now you know we was hanging out at your house all the time.
All day.
Yeah, we go to Mike's house all the time, and we try to convince girls to come over or whatever.
Yeah.
And just maybe try to get one beer that 4 of us could drink. You know what I mean? That'd be like the thing for we got a beer. Yeah, we play. I know you know this game, John Madden football.
No, I don't. No. You mean?
on Sega.
On Sega. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we used to play this American football game called John Madden football.
Yeah.
And it came out in like 93, 92.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we played every year. It was like a thing. And like, we got to get this game. And we got the game and we go cut school and sit in my friend's house and play that.
Just played and played.
Yeah. And then once we found my friend's stepfather, we found his stash of porn.
Oh.
Yeah. So we was going... Mom, don't watch this. Nah, but we found his stash. He had like a whole, like a cupboard.
Yeah.
Like a whole, like a video store.
Unlocked?
Almost. No, well, the thing was he had a lock on it.
Yeah.
But what we did was we took the hinges off.
That's daring, my God.
So we couldn't find the key. We couldn't find the key to get in, so we took the hinges off, and then we started inviting all these little girls over. We watched porn together.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. Hope my daughter's not watching either.
You took the hinges off. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
we took the hinges off. That was crazy.
Oh, damn.
That was fun.
So I guess it kind of proves your point that smart people don't curse.
Yeah,
Since
exactly.
you guys were smart enough to remove the hinges
what I'm
of the
saying?
door
Gotta
to
be
get
a
to
way
the car.
around.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So, yeah.
No, but that was
porn
Queens.
stash, the mother load.
Yeah, but like I said, the high school situation was really fucked up, so I didn't go to school.
Yeah.
But you asked about how it brought me to Sweden. I went to university after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bumped into a friend of mine, and he was like, "Oh, I just took my GED, and now I'm going to go to, I think it was St. John's or one of the colleges in New York."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What? You can go to university if you get your GED?" Because I didn't know that. A GED is like in Sweden it's called like komvux.
Yeah.
Like you get like an equivalency. You take a bunch of tests, and then that's as good as if you graduated high school. So I was always good at taking tests, so I just took the test instead. And I did really good on that, and then they let me take the SATs, and I went to university, and I went around. I did like a TV show for a while.
Oh yeah? Like how? Like
we did like a Yom TV Raps kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, where we
like
would,
on the local network.
First we started out only on campus, and then we went around on the local, but it was like local there is to like 200,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Or some shit.
Yeah.
So we started out just like, it wasn't even me. Like I went to school because a friend of mine was going to school. My friend Chris Noel, he was going to school there first.
Yeah.
So I went to go visit him, and he was working at the TV station at the university.
Oh.
So I went there, and I was like, because I wanted to work in TV.
Yeah.
And I get there, and there's just all these cameras and microphones and all this stuff just sitting around. And I'm like, why is all this stuff sitting here? He was like, yeah, you can take it if you go to the school, you have rights to take it whenever you want to. I'm like,
oh shit,
what? Like, yeah, you come in with your ID, you show it to them, and they give you a bunch of equipment, and you go do whatever the fuck you want to with it. Yeah. I was like, sold. I'm good. I'm coming back here. I went home. I read up on what I need to read. Yeah. I took a bunch of tests, and I got into the university.
Oh. Yeah, just for doing the media and going into television.
I studied communication theory actually, which is like, at the time I thought it was more about the actual working in television, but it was more about the psychology and the philosophy and the social dynamics of speaking and all this stuff. Like I remember the first day one of our professors was like, if you want to go work in some TV station, you want to go work in Hollywood, this is the wrong class for you. I was like, fuck, I already pay a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? My parents is in debt right now. But so I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to learn the theoretical part in class and then put it in practice in the TV station. Yeah. So we did that for, I think, like 3 years. We had an hour-long, like, Yom TV rap style show every...
Yeah. You're presenting like hip hop music or how do you,
well, we actually we went to school. It's like there's 5 universities there, so it was like in close proximity. So it was a lot of different bands and artists that wanted to come there and play.
Oh yeah,
because it's like you get access to like the college crowd or whatever. So they would just come there, and it's like they get to hit like 5 colleges at the same time. So we got access to like a lot of people, Wyclef, Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We did a lot of stuff. Mary J. Blige, Faith. we were supposed to interview Biggie once before he died, but
Oh.
that was like some shit had happened. He got shot in the leg or some shit, so we couldn't really do it. So, yeah. It was crazy,
Oh.
but
So that's so impressive.
yeah, we did a lot of stuff back then. We had like, cause I started out as like a camera person, and then the guy that was working, he dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And then I just took over. I started editing. I started, well, not producing. My friend Chris, he did most of the producing stuff.
Yeah.
Like being in contact with all the record companies. I didn't want to. I'm not a good business person.
Yeah.
I'm not a good business person. I'm more of a creative person.
Yeah.
So he started doing that, and then I just stayed in the studio all the time, editing and
Yeah.
fixing stuff. Yeah.
But then you found yourself like, okay, this is where I want to be, like in the music and media.
That
and
was
sort of-
almost the complete opposite. What happened
Yeah.
was we were doing hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
And like I said, from ever since I was a kid, I always had all this different kind of music influencing me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something extra. I wanted to do like, they sent us this Lenny Kravitz video.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember the exact moment when all this happened. They sent us this Lenny
He's from
Kravitz.
Queens, right?
No, Lenny Kravitz is from California, I think.
Oh, isn't he?
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think
he
so.
grew up in like Queens or something.
I don't know, maybe he did.
Yeah. Because his mom was married to some lawyer at the Jefferson's show.
Yeah, his mom was on the
Yeah,
Jeffersons.
she was on the Jeffersons.
She was
So,
actually married
and the lawyer. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. They hooked up on the show. But yeah, they sent this video, and I thought the video was so fat. I was like, yo, I want to play this on the show.
Yeah.
And the rest of the guys was like, nah, this ain't hip hop. I was like, yo, we got to be hip hop all the time. I mean, this worst case scenario, Lenny Kravitz is black. We can still play his music. And they're like, no, it's no good. We can't play it. And at the time, when I was going through changes myself, I was meeting different people.
Yeah.
I was trying different things and just trying to be and do something different. And I felt like I wanted to, not like, I kind of felt like people were holding me back.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like, and they knew that I couldn't leave like that because I was doing all the technical stuff.
Yeah.
I was doing all the editing and all
Yeah.
the lighting and all the sound. So they were like, no, if you go and do something else, then it's going to distract from this thing.
Oh, it was like that serious. Or,
Yeah,
or,
I mean, we were
like
getting-
an ultimatum or something.
Nah, but not the ultimatum.
Yeah.
It was more like I'm a very loyal person.
Yeah.
If I'm with you, if I'm with someone as a crew or whatever,
Yeah.
then that's who I'm with.
Yeah.
And my priority generally is to the people that I knew first,
Mhm.
or the project that I'm connected to first.
Yeah.
So I do that as long as I can do it.
But how many hours did you spend like a week on that?
Well, we spend maybe at least one day, so like 12 hours shooting something, let's say, in general.
Yeah.
And then maybe like another 6 to 8.
So that was about
Editing.
all your free time then. It was
And I
so-
had a kid too at the time.
Oh.
I got married. This is how my daughter's mom came into it. Because I was already doing the show. Yeah, I was already doing the show. And,
So when were your kid? What year?
okay, this is now 90. I met my daughter's mom 90. I don't want to say the wrong year. I think it was 97.
97.
Yeah, so I started university in 95,
Yeah,
and I met
yeah.
her in 97.
Yeah.
And she was about to get out of school, but I still had some time left
Yeah.
in school. So I was doing the show, and I met her, and it was just like, we fell in love
Yeah.
like crazy. We was like
Yeah.
fucking stuck with each other for
Yeah.
I don't know how long. And then she got pregnant, we got married, and took off from school a little bit, and then went back to school, and then started doing the show. And then by then, the show was starting to get big.
Oh.
Everybody's like, oh.
It's like taking off. Or,
Yeah, because we're interviewing everybody. We interviewed Tribe Called Quest and Wu-Tang and all these people. So it's starting to get to the point where, okay, we have to decide if we're going to keep it like local or we're going to try to
Yeah.
expand it or whatever.
Yeah.
And ever since we were kids, we had like this dream, like me and my friend Chris that I was going to university with, my other friend Gravy, we had like this dream, like all of us going to do different things. I'm going to do like the producing and the video editing part of things. Gravy would be like the performer, like the artist guy, and Chris would be like the manager guy. He would do the business side of things.
Yeah.
And whoever else came in could fill in different places.
Yeah.
So I really felt like we were at the stage where we were ready to do that.
Yeah, because you had your different roles. Nobody's competing with each other.
And
you know,
everybody's done
aiming for the same goal.
with their education and everything.
Yeah.
So I thought this is now the time when we should move out into the world and start doing it.
Yeah, and try to get picked up by like a bigger
Exactly,
station. Yeah,
exactly. But I felt like the people I was working with wasn't really on that level.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys actually said to me, nah, I really see this as like a springboard to get myself into corporate America.
Oh,
When those words corporate America came out, I was just like, nah, fuck that, I'm out. So I
Yeah.
went to Linda, my daughter's mom at the time, and was like, look, let's go to Sweden for a while.
Uh-huh.
You know, because my thinking was to get into media. I wanted to.
But Sweden, why Sweden?
She was Swedish. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I forgot to
Now-
mention. Yeah. That's how it happened. So I
That's
go to
how it
university.
happens. Like,
Yes.
Otherwise, like being in Brooklyn or Queens
Yeah.
or studying
Let's
at
just go
university,
to
let's go to Sweden. It's like, I heard about this exotic country.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's from Sweden. She was
Yeah.
there studying?
She was a foreign exchange student. She actually went to.
okay.
Yeah, she went
Yeah.
1 year in 1 year in high school.
Yeah.
First, and then we went to the same university. So by this point, she had been in the States for maybe like 5 or 6 years.
Oh, and she was ready to go home.
Not really, it was my idea,
Were
like I
your kid
said.
born in the States?
My daughter is born in
Yeah?
New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met there, and we fell in love and everything. And we took a year off from school so we could have our daughter Shivani. Hey, baby. And we went back to school after that.
Yeah.
And then this happened. All this drama with the TV show and that happened afterwards. So because she was from Sweden, I mean, I hadn't met her parents at the time.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know anything about
so didn't
Swedish
that-
culture. I mean,
Yeah.
all this happened really quick. I think. I don't know if I'm gonna put my business out there,
yeah.
but I met her I think she got pregnant maybe like 2 months after we knew each other.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
On purpose, I think.
Oh, yeah. Purpose, you know how to protect yourself.
No,
you know?
no. Literally, no lie. She came to me after like a month, 6 weeks we were together.
Yeah.
She says to me, "My whole life, I know I was gonna meet you.
Ooh.
Specifically, not someone like you. My whole life, I know I was gonna meet
Some deep
you,
shit.
and
That's
we're
some
gonna
deep
have
shit.
a kid together."
Whoa. And you did. And you
And
did. And
can you
you
imagine?
did.
At this
That's
point,
kind of beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
For
in a
real,
crazy
yeah, for real.
family.
Yeah.
this woman, and I mean, at this point, she was like an angel that came to like rescue me because she was so beautiful. This
Yeah.
woman is so fucking beautiful to begin with, and she's so sweet and so kind. So at the time, I didn't know what type of relationship we would have, how I would feel about her, but I knew she'd be a good mother. You know, she's a mother type. She reminded me of my mother, and we were so in love. And then you're so in love, and someone says some shit like that to you. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think like the first time we tried to have a kid, we had a kid. She got pregnant like that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So
maybe she was right. Maybe it was
She
right.
was right. She was right.
100%. It happened.
Yeah, it
Future
happened.
came true.
Yeah. So, you got any more hip hop music from that area?
No,
Around-
before we go to hip hop though,
Yeah?
I have to go back because
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
moved
sure.
to Queens, I used
Yeah.
to hang out with some other friends.
Yeah, sure.
What was it?
1129. Yeah.
We used to hang out with some other friends, and there's actually a video out there. If he hasn't thrown it out, my man Mark. What's up, my man Mark? There's a video of me dancing to this song way back in the days.
Oh yeah.
And it's a
where,
house
Where
track.
is it? Where's the
know.
video? Where
remember
can
like
we find it?
when I think it was like when MTV first started out, so we were like trying to like do music videos and shit like that.
Yeah.
Crazy kids. So yeah, this is a house track because that would, like I said, growing up, the genres wasn't really so divided. You just liked what you liked, and everyone liked everything.
And then you came to Garage House from Chicago with Mr. Lee
See what
and
I'm saying?
everything.
Yeah,
And Jungle Brothers.
But
That
for
way
me,
the
it was
crossover.
Frankie Knuckles.
Yep.
Frankie Knuckles was my intro. So
Yep.
the next track is got to be Frankie Knuckles because this was around the time I started getting
Hit
interested.
it.
So we do it like that.
Look at me, baby. I've been crying. Tears. So many. I'm a real good actor. This is a heavy role. Our love's a script, and you carry total control. Like a clown, I've been smiling whenever people are around. But when the curtain comes down and the circus is through, no one is left but me, you, and all my tears. So many tears, my tears.
nothing but the pain. My heart, my life, my world is filled with rain. I'm drowning. When the curtain comes down and the circus is through, no one is left but me, you and all my tears. One word could wash them away. One word could take their place. One word could wash them away. So many. One word could take their place. So many. One word could wash them away. So many. One word could take their place. So many. So many tears. One word could wash them away.
This is nice. This reminds me of the sound like Alexander O'Neill and Sherelle style. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
They're doing
Back in those days.
Can't you
So who was this?
Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles.
I never heard of him.
You never heard of Frankie
No,
Knuckles? Oh, you gotta check it out.
Me neither, actually.
He's got a couple of classics. He's got a couple of classics. Yeah.
Oh, they got the rap in there as well.
This is probably not even his most famous song. I think there's another track that he had from back in the days that's more popular. I can't think of it right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's not even his most popular track.
Yeah.
Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles.
Anyway, good
What
times,
year was this?
house
Like,
music.
I don't want to misquote it.
no,
but
but approximately.
I would say 92, 93.
Yeah, but then he
Somewhere
was a
around
little
there.
bit later than Alexander O'Neill.
Yeah,
He came. like,
exactly. Yeah,
Like
it's in
end
that
of the
same.
80s, 89, 90 with Sherelle,
Yep.
80. And that was like SOS Band.
Exactly.
Remember, yeah,
Yep.
those days. So, Frankie Knuckles.
Yep. Cheers.
No,
Like
he
I
was
said,
like a big name. But here's the influence also. This is like he's an East Coast guy or?
I have no idea. I think he's from somewhere in New York.
Yeah.
Or maybe Chicago. I
Yeah.
don't know. But I mean, like I said, back then it wasn't like you could just Google somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
I remember my friend actually had this on vinyl.
Yeah.
And imagine like well, how old was he? We were maybe like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And he had this on vinyl. We used to rock it out in his basement.
Yeah.
His grandma's basement. I was fat back in the days.
Back in the days.
Yep.
So then you decide hey, we should move to Sweden.
Yeah, like I said, I was just like, it was time to do something different.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I said, I was working in the media business, and I wanted to walk into a job interview and be extra special.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I've been working on a TV show already
Yeah.
that's relatively successful, so then I could have that as a thing. But there's other people that's gonna be able to walk in and say that into a job interview. So I wanted to be the only motherfucker that could walk in there and say, yeah, I've been working in Sweden for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted to have that
yeah,
experience.
of course. Then you're gonna be different. Then you're gonna have advantages. Because
Exactly.
At that time, everybody was going in like the media and hip hop and trying to,
Exactly.
and that's the thing of the United States. So it's like
You got to make yourself
yeah,
special somehow,
yeah,
especially in New York. So my idea was to go there and to come here and to go back after 2 years.
Yeah.
But then, you know, we were young. I
Yeah.
got married, I think I was 21.
Yeah.
And I was young. Still, I thought I was done with life and thought I had experienced a lot of things,
Yeah.
but, you know, it wasn't really the
Yeah,
case.
yeah, but it is like that, you know. Yeah, when I was 17, you thought knew it all, and
Exactly.
like as you say, 21, you're like, hey, I got a
Exactly.
kid, I'm married.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you come here and you meet new people and you do different things and you realize, wow, I haven't seen anything about that world. And you know, you meet all your friends that done the East Asia trip where everyone goes to Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos.
the backpack.
They go the backpack and shit, and I'm just like, oh, I never did that either. And it's like you really realize, wow, I am still pretty fucking young. And
Yeah, but still, to go from Jamaica and that type of culture to New York and to Sweden, I mean, that's totally different
Yeah.
things. I mean,
it's been a bit of a journey.
yeah, for sure.
It's been a bit
For
of a
sure.
trip, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been fun. I love my life.
Yeah.
That's one thing. More than likely, whenever you meet me, you'll hardly ever hear me say something negative or be in a bad mood. If I'm in a bad mood, I stay home.
Yeah.
I can say that from personal experience.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, I think you, as human beings, we're here to help each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you have to kind of try to put out as positive energy as possible and give people as much as you can whenever you can. And I try to live my life by that.
Yeah. But you've been in the DJ business or sort of event thing here in Sweden for like 18 years or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even remember how long. I'm sure I
Well,
have to think
the
about it
Bloomer,
now.
with the Bloomer and Bean stuff at
Yeah,
London,
that was our
that
first
was
little
18,
thing.
18 years ago. or
Yeah, but
something.
I started DJing before that. The thing was, after like 6 months being here, 4 months being here, we used to hang out at this Thai place on Skånegatan, Kupanjan.
Yeah.
It was a Thai restaurant.
Yeah, it's still
Or it
there.
still is a Thai restaurant, exactly. So we used to hang out there all the time, to the point where I got to know the owners and stuff like that. So they wanted DJs to come in and play, and I wasn't working at the time, so I thought to myself, maybe I could come here, play some hip hop, because back then I was playing hip hop.
Oh yeah, like the bar kind of sort of.
Well,
gig.
yeah, I was trying, because the thing was, I saw how hip hop had changed in the States by that time. I saw how the vibe was gone.
Oh yeah.
When I came here, people were still backpacking. People were, walking around with backpacks and rhyming out and writing their little rhymes in their notebooks and stuff like that. And graffiti, which I'm not really a fan of graffiti at all.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit old school and a bit played out and unnecessary nowadays. But people were still doing that when I first came here. So I thought,
What year was that?
I came here first. The very first time was 1999.
So did you come here like on vacation?
No,
and go
we
back,
came
or
with the
just
idea.
Moved here?
We came with the idea to stay here for 2 years, like a 2-year extended vacation. Bang, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
want to
then go
come
back.
here. I want to come here. I want to get to know my daughter's mom's family. I
Yeah.
want to get to know a little bit about the culture.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna work in media for a little bit. I want for everything to be cool like that. So I did that after 4 months. I started working as a DJ at Kupanjan, playing some hip hop and all the rest of that. And then through a friend I met at a bar randomly, I got another job working in media. I worked for this production company and worked on a production in Gamla Stan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Doing with type of work.
I was what you call a TOM, a technical operations manager.
Okay.
Because I knew how to do all the different facets of video production. Then they were like, well, I guess I could be in charge of everything.
Yeah. And then you realize, hey, you come into Sweden, you're something special. Coming from
See,
New York.
Exactly. I didn't really realize
Hey,
that there was a little bit of an advantage, especially in that business, because people expect you to let you know what you're doing. And to some levels, I did kind of know what I was doing.
Yeah. That's the story of our lives, though.
I've been working in that for many years, and I worked through all the different parts of it.
Yeah.
From, like I said, started out a cameraman, learned a little bit about sound, did some editing after that, then, just learning all the different parts and learning how to manage a live show, which is fucking hectic. Trying to do a live broadcast when you got like 5-6 cameras and 4 or 5 different microphones and trying to juggle
at that
everybody.
time, it was very manual.
Everything was super manual. You're pushing buttons that don't fucking work, and oh man, it was crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I did that, and after 6 months, I started working in television. Everything was going smooth. Yeah, just randomly, because I met this girl at a bar, and she was like, "Oh, I know a guy that does that." I was like, "All right, cool." So I sent him my resume. Yeah. Which I think she said, "Yeah, I know this guy that does that." And then we end up meeting that guy outside the fucking bar.
Oh,
just randomly.
Just
randomly.
Talked about it.
Yeah, just when we spoke about him, he was like, "Oh yeah, send me." He was walking his dog even. He was like, "Yeah, send me your resume." So I sent it to him. I didn't really think anything of it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at home, maybe a month, 3 weeks later, I get this random phone call. "Hi, we're doing this television production. We need someone just like you. If you want to come do it, the job is yours. How much money you want?" I was like,
"You're like what? Say what? Yeah, a lot."
Yeah, I mean, I had an idea how much money I wanted, but they ended up making me an offer, and I didn't really. I got robbed a little bit. I had to admit.
What was that?
Is someone stealing your car? It
sounds like a big engine out there.
Yeah, it sounds like a Magna Flow exhaust on a muscle car. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I did that for a while.
Cool. Yeah. So that like a TV, like a media just house doing like commercial shoots? Or?
No, I actually worked consistently on this docu-soap. I don't know if I want to mention it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked.
Spill the beans. What soap
like
was
the
it?
first couple of seasons on this show called Barren.
Yeah. That was filmed in Gamla Stan. Yeah,
Gamla Stan.
I remember that.
I did that. I was technical operations manager there for the first 2 seasons.
I remember that. Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I did that for
I didn't follow the show though, but I remember it because it was a pretty big deal because there was like no other docusoap, maybe like Medusa or
I think the
something.
very first one
Yeah.
was Robinson, of course.
Of course.
Robinson was the first one, which actually Robinson started in Sweden and got
and it got sold as an idea.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it wasn't-
thought that
it wasn't-
Sweden just joined the
No,
syndication.
No, it wasn't
the
Swedish
original.
to begin with, though.
Yeah. Oh,
It wasn't Swedish. They bought it from, I think,
they
someone
bought it.
from
Yeah.
Spain or Italy, but they were the first ones to run it.
Oh, okay.
They were the first ones to run it, and then the American people took it over and made it into, what do they call it? In the States?
Survivor.
So, thank you,
Survivor,
Survivor.
that's true, yeah.
They made it into Survivor. So I worked for the same company that made Robinson at the time.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make a competitor to Big Brother.
Oh yeah.
Big Brother
Because
first
Big
came out.
Brother was on. Yeah.
So they did that, and then we worked on that. We actually beat them, and we were the first. Fuck, that's such old news. I don't even want to talk about this.
Yeah, of
Like, I'm
course.
so proud of it.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
No,
of
but we
course.
beat them in the time slot, like way back in the days. We beat them. We were the first show in the whole world to actually beat Big Brother head to head.
Oh,
So it was a big deal.
yeah, it's a big deal because back then Big Brother was a big
Yeah, it
deal.
was killing everybody all
Yeah.
over the world.
Yeah, I
Because
remember.
everyone was just waiting for that first episode where someone would do it on camera.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody's waiting for the fucking accident to happen, and it never really did.
Yeah,
Well,
and
not accident, but
actually
the drama.
accident happened in bar and was somebody attacking another guy with a pipe or something. I
Yes,
don't remember. Yeah.
I was actually right there when that happened.
Oh yeah, and that blew the ratings through the roof.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I'm
was-
just guessing.
The funniest thing is that you'd be surprised. A lot of those shows, they don't really show the most interesting things.
Oh yeah.
A lot of interesting stuff happens behind the scenes. They're like, oh no, we have to think about this person's privacy. I'm like, oh, they have to think about this person's family. I'm like, he should have thought about his family, or she should have thought about her family. They signed
So
the
they
contract.
actually do
Exactly,
that.
like
They're
before coming on the show.
if it gets too
If it gets too
wild,
scandalous,
yeah,
if
yeah.
it gets, I mean, there was a couple of things that got really scandalous, and they were like,
and
oh, we
probably
can't
it's
show
like
that.
if it would hurt the show, maybe.
I think it wouldn't hurt
Yeah.
the show.
No,
You
no.
know how
Oh,
people
you
are.
want- you
know how people
I
are. They
think
like
scandals
controversy.
just
People like-
boost a show like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah,
They
did
like
somebody
drama.
get kicked off the show? You know,
Yeah.
it happens
Well,
if you get.
Yeah,
too
I mean,
wild.
but sometimes people get kicked off and they tell you it's one story, but it's a different story.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's just, I
Yeah.
think if you're gonna do a reality show, do a fucking reality.
That's
This-
true.
You do reality show.
So
Yeah. What?
after Baran, what?
No, well, I was doing that and I was DJing at the same time, but then by that point I started hanging out with these guys that were doing not really doing parties at the time. They were more going to parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of guys from Soul 9, Southern, and stuff like that. And cool people, because for me, it's like, I was making shitloads of money at the time.
Yeah.
At least I thought it was a lot of money.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go out and try to go, downtown somewhere, and they would be like, no, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Members only or some
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
bullshit.
VIP, like guest list only or VIP
Card or some
yeah,
fucking bullshit. So I got tired of that. And, and I met these guys. I remember we went out to this place on a Monday night randomly.
Yeah.
And I go down there, and I had heard some trance. It was a trance party. I had heard some trance music, but I never heard, I never been to, a party where people are really playing it and everyone knows what they're doing.
Oh, it's like
big
Monday
time.
Bar on Norrlandsgatan then, huh?
I'm not sure what it was. It was so long. I remember that it was the crew name was DEA.
Okay.
I remember I thought that was such a fucking tacky name. I'm like, why would
Yeah. Why you call it DA?
They had the fucking DEA jackets too. That looked just like DEA jackets. I'm like, that's so uncomfortable, motherfuckers. Don't wear it. Why wouldn't we have that for?
Yeah.
So I remember, that's the only thing I remember. Their names were DA, but the music was fantastic.
Yeah.
I remember I drank 2 Red Bulls really fast.
Yeah.
And I was all fucking hyper and I just danced. And, the wonderful thing about the scene back in those days, it was no one gave a fuck who you was. No one bothered you. No one was like, oh, where do you work? Where you from? None of that.
Yeah.
People came, they danced
Had a
facing the
good
DJ. If you came with your crew, you talk to your crew, you talk to your peoples. Maybe if someone knew someone from their crew, then you would interact with them. But for the most part, people just came, danced, and went home. You know what I mean? And for me, at that time, feeling I don't really need to make friends. I got a wife and kid at home. I just want to go out and dance and have a good time and go back home.
Yeah.
That was fucking perfect. Then I started hanging with these guys, and they showed me the ropes and they showed me around. And after a while, they started doing small little events here and there. And then it was maybe I can play some
Some
old
house.
school.
Then you wanted to try the old school house first.
No, not even. It was we played real this was trance parties way back in the day. So there was there's still this hippie vibe about it. So I'd play like psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
In the chill out.
Yeah.
Cool. Some DJ kicks or something like that. Just really mellow, chilled out music. And then it went from being the the chill out to the alternative dance floor.
Yeah.
That's when the transition came, but that's some years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. But no, we started doing like small little events, and then I went home for a year.
Yeah.
Because then me and my daughter's mom broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then me and my daughter's mom broke up, and when I came back, she was like, no, when I came
So
back.
you went to the States for a year and then you came back?
I went back from 2001, I think like before the summer, springtime 2001, to about springtime 2002.
Yeah.
So I was gone for all that time. And the whole idea was, to be there, and my daughter would go back and forth or whatever, but she was like 4 or 5 years old, and it didn't really make any sense. I would miss so much of her life, so I was I'll just stay.
And still, she's a U.S. citizen, right?
Yeah, she can come
she was
whenever
born
she
here,
wants
so
to. Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so, but it didn't really work, so I kind of felt like, fuck it, I'll just come back here.
Yeah.
So I came back here, and that's when the Blue Moon Bean stuff started.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the same crew that you hung with
In
before.
the beginning,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think even like Ulla Mortensson he has this Eventopia.
Okay.
Yeah. We used to be a part of a crew. It was his idea from the beginning.
Yeah.
I remember I came back, and I hadn't told anyone that I came back to Sweden. I lived in Sigtuna at the time.
Went into hiding.
Yeah, so I kind of just hung out there and didn't really tell anybody. And then when I came back, I called, and he was like, "Oh, we're having a meeting. We're putting together a crew. We're gonna do parties." I was like, "Fuck it, I'll come meet up with you guys." So I went there and sat down and explained the whole idea, and there's a bunch of us, and we was like, "Oh yeah, we can do it." And the idea was first to do parties in Långholmen.
Yeah.
In the daytime.
Outside right?
Parties in the daytime. So we did parties from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Every Saturday for like the first 2 summers, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine because now your Fridays are fucked up.
Yeah.
Every Friday's fucked up because you got to be there early Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to work whenever I had a job or whatever, I go to work all week, and then be like getting up to go to work again on Saturday morning. Yeah. And we did that for like at least 2 years, 3 years.
Oh, you did? Like every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
I was actually there once then. I was like during the daytime or afternoon. Yeah. I went in. Yeah.
Because there's some rule that says that if you stop at 10 o'clock, that everything's cool. So we just followed those rules.
Oh.
Yeah. And then one year the cops was like, no.
When I'm talking about Långholmen, it was like on
Grytan.
top of the mountain. Yeah, Grytan. Yeah. Then I was there.
Exactly.
I was there.
Yeah. So like. Then the cops was like, "Oh, you guys, if you're gonna be doing this, you need to apply for permission and blah blah blah." So then we started doing that, and then we applied for permission. They gave us like a few times a year, so we would do like maybe like 4 times a year. We did like maybe 3 or 4 years.
Oh, so you actually got permission to do it?
Yeah. We got permission. We had to get guards. We had to build toilets and all this shit. So,
and you did.
Yeah, we did all the stuff. Well, not build toilets. We just
just put them out there.
Yeah, exactly. We brought them in. Yeah, so we did all the stuff that we needed to do, and
according to rules and regulations. And
exactly.
And that's not a small project here in Sweden.
No,
getting all the red tape and
we had to get a lawyer at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we got the lawyer and we fixed all that, and we did Blue Moon Bean consistently for many years.
Cool.
I don't even remember how many years. I think this year would be the 20th year if we would have kept on going.
Oh yeah. So that's where you played at the place, or
we started. Yeah, Socially Hazardous was the name of the first crew. I got that tattooed on my arm. It was my first crew that we had in Stockholm.
Yeah.
We went around. We started with Blue Moon Bean, but we did Halloween. I don't want to say we were the first, but I think we were the first.
Yeah.
We were the first to do a full-on Halloween party in Stockholm, at least in the techno scene.
Yeah.
We had a place in, I want to say Södermälla Strand, but I don't remember which one was first, because we had one at the university and we had one at Södermälla Strand. Those were the first 2 that we did or something like that. So we brought, different ideas, trying to bring in different
the Halloween culture wasn't a thing here.
Halloween was not a thing. This was like 2000, sorry,
Wow.
2005, 6. You know what I mean? So no one was doing Halloween parties like that. So we did Halloween and all the rest of that stuff. But people get older, people change, and priorities change, and we stopped doing that.
You move on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we stopped doing.
But then you got established like a DJ if you were playing there,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of my things was also like one of the reasons why I kind of had to separate a little bit from Socially Hazardous was because after a few years being here, a friend of mine died. A couple of friends died actually. A friend Peder, he had a car accident.
Oh.
He was in a car accident, and he passed away. And that guy was such a cool fucking guy. Man.
Yeah.
He was really nice. He was really relaxed and always like always happy and always, like the life of the party, you could say. Like the person that would pick everybody else up.
No, so he was in your crew?
He wasn't really in our crew. He was just a guy that was around. He had his own crew. Him and Ula actually had a crew for a while. But he died, and it was like, it bothered me that he was just going to pass. It bothered me that he would, not no one, but like, he wouldn't still be remembered amongst us.
Oh.
Like, you guys probably haven't even heard of him. You know?
No.
And if he was still around, you guys would definitely know who he was.
Yeah.
So to me, I wanted to do something to keep him alive, or to keep his name alive. And then around the same time, another friend of ours died.
Oh.
Who was Ula Clausen. And I used to work at Kupanya, like I said, and he's the one that's done all the artwork there.
Oh.
All the drawings, all the sculptures, all the rest of those things. So he passed away, and I was just like, these people, I want to do something so that their name goes on. So I thought about doing the Ellie Awards, which is like an awards ceremony for the underground people. So, and my idea was
to get recognized for all the do as I wrote in the intro, like,
because now we're talking about 2009, 8, 9, 10. This was like, people weren't making money like that back then. Like now, it's like back then, if you had a party and you had 200 people, it was a success.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you had 300 people, you'd be like, wow, this is fucking amazing. You know what I mean. So it's like, I wanted to do something so that all the people that were making their efforts and all the people that were devoting their energy would have something that stayed behind after they were gone.
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea, but it's like, because I was a part of the Socially Hazardous crew, and we were doing so many things, it was kind of like, oh, but then it'd be like the Socially Hazardous crew is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were already starting to fizzle out a bit. Like we weren't really doing that many things. So I kind of just removed myself a little bit more so I could do the Ellie Awards project, and then just branched out on my own.
Yeah. Oh, and then I was right when I wrote the Ellie Awards. You wanted to sort of lift the people behind the scene because nobody was getting recognition at the time in the underground scene at all.
Yeah, I mean, you were getting some recognition in the underground scene, but it wasn't like I think one of the first things I wrote was, when we were all gone, no one's gonna name a street after us, or no airports or nothing. And these people are valuable, and we should have some kind of legacy and all the rest of these things. So the whole idea was trying to create a platform so we could have, those of us that committed our time and our energy to this will have something that stayed on after we was gone.
So where did the name come from? Ellie Awards.
Ellie Awards, excellence in electronic music. It's for excellence in Stockholm's electronic music community. So the two things in there that's doubled is electronic and excellence. I thought Ellie, and there was this girl, her name was Ellie, that was kind of cute too at the time. So I was like, yeah, why not? Ellie Awards.
Who Ellie? That's my ex-girlfriend you're talking about.
Oh, word.
Okay.
So what you got for us?
More music.
More music. Another track.
I think we can skip ahead now. I think people know that I used to play hip hop, and I like a little bit of old school house.
Oh.
Yep, that was still going. We got to hit.
Yeah, hit pause. Now you hit the song. Yeah.
All right. No, because like around that time when the Ellie Awards came, like I was hanging out with a bunch of different people, and before I used to play like really almost high energy, big beat sound.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And then I don't remember who I was hanging out with, but they played this track for me called In White Rooms with Booker Shade.
Yeah.
And when I heard the way that they put that track together, I was like, there's another way to reach people. You don't have to smash them in the face the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the next track I'm going to play is In White Rooms with Booker Shade, because that, in a way, like I would say, gave me a fuller understanding of electronic music.
Yeah, the production thing, because at the time also there was a lot of sampling going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in general, I would say just like I said, I started out with trance. So trance is hard and it's heavy and it's fast.
Yeah.
And then I went into more like techno, like big beat techno. Like I was playing like big beat tracks, like what's that group called? The Crystal Meth, and Chemical Brothers and people like that. Like really like industrial almost kind of sounding music. And then someone, I don't remember who it was, but they played this track for me, and I was just like, it can be like this too, you know what I mean? Like, so I felt like that was like, in a way, a big part of my understanding electronic music.
Okay, so what? This is the track actually?
Yeah, Booker Shade.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Ja, det är bara kolla att alla är med här. On your toes, that's great.
Yeah.
So this production actually blew you away somewhat.
Yeah. I mean, I felt it. I felt like it had the groove. It had something going on that it wasn't bashing you in the face.
Yeah.
But it still got you moving, and if it was sexy in some kind of strange way. Yeah. I like Booker Shade. I actually met them once.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I was working backstage at a concert, and they were performing, and I got a chance to sit down and talk.
Oh yeah, and you told them like, whoa, this is
I got a chance to
game
actually,
changer.
Yeah, I got a chance to actually give credit to the people
That's
that helped
nice.
to
That's fun to
help
do.
to change. It is definitely. I felt good about that. And the fact is, I got pictures of that fucking day, and police took the camera.
No.
Yeah, I got in trouble some weeks afterwards, and the police took the fucking
They
camera.
took the camera away.
And they took my phone, and I never got that phone back. Actually,
That's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
Yes, floating around in space, maybe destroyed somehow. Yeah, and but we so what are you up to now? By the way, what's
now?
in Corona times?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
For the past few months, I've been working on launching my own podcast.
Yeah.
I've been working. I want to call it the 5T podcast.
Yep.
Techno and talk on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Ty.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, but 5T says it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been doing this for a while, and I want to kind of like what you guys are doing now.
Yeah.
But also interviewing the people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because my whole thing, I'm all about togetherness. I'm all about people everyone trying to have their place, and everybody trying to get recognition for what it is that they do. So not only the people that's DJing, not only the people that's standing in front, but the people that's carrying the speakers. Because if there's one thing about the techno scene in Stockholm, there's a lot of fucking characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So many characters.
So yeah.
Sometimes I talk to people now, and it's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear this story. Can you come on my podcast later? You know what I mean? It's like, this story is mind-blowing. It's like, no, you can't tell me that your father was suspected of being a spy for South Africa. What? I didn't know this about you. Come on my show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
yeah. And then for sure we're going to push it when your podcast come out.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
I always believe it's always better to cooperate than to compete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
I think
that's true.
It's better for the people doing things. It's better for the people going to things. You know what I mean? If you want to go to a party, you want to go there. You want to make sure that it's probably the best thing that's going to be for the week.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just go there because everybody else is going.
No.
Because the reality is not people follow the crowd a lot of times. People don't necessarily go for quality. They go after quantity. You know what I mean? Which is, it's not to say that if a lot of people are there, it's bad.
Yeah.
But just because a lot of people are there doesn't mean that it's good.
Yeah, but we gave praise. I don't know if you heard the pod. Yeah. We gave praise to your party that you had at the villa.
Oh, thank you.
You got electrocuted. He got electrocuted.
Walking around in there.
But still, that
like
party.
I
I
was
mean,
DJing and all of those cables were hanging under the booth.
You can feel it.
I got shocked all the time.
Yeah, you can feel
it
it.
kept me on my toes.
Yeah, I had to come and fix that though.
Yeah, no, but we've been talking about your party on every episode of this.
Yeah, I think
Really?
so. Probably, yeah. Giving praise because the lineup and the people there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got so many new friends at the party. And the mix of people there, they were really open, and it was really, really nice.
Yeah, I try to do that. Like, I used to have this girlfriend way back in the day, and she'd be like, "Why, when you do these parties, you always make it sound so fucking hippie?" I'm like, yo, I'm just speaking from the heart, baby. If I happen to have some of that in me, then that's me. You know what I mean? Because the reality is, if you set up your party a certain way, if you talk to people a certain way and advertise yourself a certain way, then some people are gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
And for me, that's fine. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessary for you to set up things so that everybody is supposed to get everybody to be there.
Yeah.
I think you have to speak to your audience and speak to the people that you want to be there, and in some levels explain to them what it is that's expected when they get there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect you to come and dance and have a good time only. Of course, that's the priority, but there are requirements. Mm-hmm. If you want to come to a party, you're expected to be respectful. You're expected to fucking not be a racist and not be an asshole, not be a fucking chauvinist or whatever, not to be harassing women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to make that clear, both from you as the person that's doing the party, with your general attitude, and also with the way that you put out the events to people and the people that you invite, of course. Yeah. I think that's probably been one of the things that I'm a little bit disappointed in the scene lately. Yeah. Because I kind of feel like, and I'm not blaming only the people that's doing the parties, because I think it's a combination. Like, you have to tell people what's expected of them when they get there.
Yeah.
And when they get there, the other people that's there, they have to be guiding those people down the road. You know what I mean?
True.
And the reality is the scene has blown up so much in the last, like when I went away on my little vacation in 2014, when I came back in 2016, I would say it was 5 times the amount. Like if you were going to get 200 people at this party, it's now 1,000 people at the party. You know what I mean?
It's going bigger.
It's just, and it got like exponentially bigger. It wasn't like, it was just ridiculous. So I think with the people doing the party, it got a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk to 1,000 people.
No.
You know, you can't tell 1,000 people personally, I want you to act like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And sorry, a lot of the older people that were going to parties from before, I think they got a little bit scared away.
Yeah.
By the new people, the new crowd that was coming. Because I know for a fact there was girls that were like, you know, back in the days, they used to come and they had dreadlocks, you know, they didn't shave their armpits, you know, they didn't shave their legs or nothing like that. Yeah. And then when the scene blew up and like a lot of other girls started coming in and they saw that, maybe the guys are giving those girls attention or whatever, then all of a sudden they switched their style. You know what I mean? Which maybe deep down inside, they're the type of girl that don't want to shave their armpits or don't want to fucking, you know, they want to have their hair in dreadlocks. But they feel like they have to in order to keep up with the times instead of like setting a standard, instead of saying, look, I'm this person. You know, if you want to come to this party, you're going to see people like me. And you're going to have to learn to deal with that. I think a lot of people kind of, in a way, converted or kind of watered themselves down or just gave up in general. A lot of people moved out to the countryside. A lot of people, you know, had kids or just like gave up on the whole idea of partying. Or they come out once in a while. Or, you know, not to say you have to party your whole life.
No.
But the reasons for it, and especially like when I got introduced to the scene, it was like people guided me through. You know, no, you don't talk to people like that. You know what I mean? Don't behave like that. You can't be hitting on girls. You know what I mean? You know, if you're going to talk to someone, be respectful. All the rest of those things. I think there just weren't enough people like that around lately. There haven't been enough people like that around
because
lately.
it gets too unpersonal.
So people
and the big question from me and Kjetil, of course, is there a big, not a big, but there's a villa party in sight this summer?
There's an island party coming up soon. I got a party planned. I got a friend that's got a fucking
that's what we wanted to
crazy
hear.
island we've been working on this year. I got a couple of friends that got a couple of crazy islands, but there's one that's already planned out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I can't really say too much about it yet because he wants to keep it a little bit secret until it's time. Yeah. But yeah, it's coming soon.
That's nice. That's all we needed to
It's
hear.
going to be a celebration of life.
Now
we're happy.
But back to one of the downsides that I know that you and me have been discussing in the past about like the magnitude that these parties have been reaching. It's like whenever there's money involved, like actual money, then you start to see people's
the greed or
the people's like uglier sides.
I am a terrible businessman. I'll tell anybody that. Anyone that wants to ask, I'm terrible at business. Because my thing, first and foremost, is always like, how much fun can I have? How much fun are my friends gonna have? How much fun is this gonna be? Oh shit, I need to make some money from this. You know what I mean? I need to pay for the DJs. I need to pay for this. I need to pay for the location. Blah 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 blah. That's always been my the motivation.
The motivation.
Exactly. So sometimes it doesn't really work out that way. You know what I mean? Like the other day, I got into a little beef. This guy put up some shit on the internet about me. Oh, this dude owes me money from way back when, blah, 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 blah. Oh. I'm like, yo, bro, did I ever ask you for any money?
No.
I never asked you for no money. So you can't say that I owe you money. We did something together.
Yeah.
If we go rob a bank together, am I the one keeping all the money?
No.
Or you going to expect your cut? So if you expect your cut of the win, why don't you expect your cut of the losses? You know what I mean? Yeah. And the reality is, he said this to me way back when, and I was so disappointed. You know what I mean? I was super disappointed that he would say, okay, I expect you to give me back everything that came up minus from this situation. Because I'm thinking we're doing this together, so of course.
You're in this together, for the win or loss.
Yeah,
you can't split the cut, or like you have to take the loss. Yeah.
But being the person that I am, being the person that, like I'm saying, I'm a terrible businessman. When he said that to me, I didn't address it at the moment.
Yeah.
I took it. I was like, look, if that's the person you're gonna be, I'll give you that fucking money. Because to me, that's not what's important.
Yeah.
If that's how much you need to shut the fuck up and be a regular, normal human being, that's what I'm gonna give you. Yeah. But it just hasn't worked out like that. No. You know what I mean? And in the middle of all this Corona madness, when there's no parties going on, when everybody's broke, when there's no restaurants, no bars, no clubs,
nothing.
This motherfucker's gonna try to call me out on Facebook, out me, try to out me on Facebook. Come on, man. How many times you see me? Talk to me in person. Talk to my face. Say, yo, what's going on? And I'll tell you, this is what's going on. But he didn't want to do that. Last time I saw him, everything was cool, you know.
Oh.
Everything was fine.
And then you got
time,
like blindsided.
Yo, I said something on Facebook about him too. I should have
Yeah.
probably said that. That's probably what started it. I accused people of being a bit of a racist, but I guess
okay.
I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
Yeah, Thai style. Yeah, but also we have a question for you. If you want to play at your parties, what's the best strategies? Like wear you down, or you know how to get about that? Because we were talking about that.
Discussing like how I got my first gig at Thailandia.
No, the thing was, I hooked you up because we go back way back since that party, and I remembered you from that day. I remember your performance on that cruise, and I thought you were a cool dude. I mean, in general, I like to give people who haven't had so much exposure in the scene. I know you've been traveling all over the world playing music and shit, but you never played at the bus stop. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get somebody that's played there 5 times already to come do another gig. It's like getting new people. I mean, I'm a strong believer in the fact that in talent. You know, I might not be the most talented person, but I can definitely recognize when someone else got talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and that was so great at the party. Shettil played after me or something. Person down the line.
Mean in Tyresö? In
in that party. That's when I discovered him.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah. And I was like,
I'm all about that.
I'm giving praise.
Especially since I kind of shoot for parties that's not so gigantic anyway. So I don't need to attract 1,000 people. I need to attract 200, 250 people that really want to be there and really want to, you know, vibe out to the music. Not to say that look, if I could do parties and 1,000 people come, fine. Yeah. I'd love it. But no, I'm gonna do it my style. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it.
Thai style.
Know? Exactly. Like I don't know like all these DJs from Berlin or fucking Spain that I could call, or I don't have no connection with.
You have the talent right here.
Exactly. And this is supposed to be Stockholm's underground scene. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got so much talent, so many people in Stockholm that don't get a chance to play. So if someone comes to me, yo, send me a mix. If you send me a mix and I think it sounds good, next opportunity I got, I'm going to put that person in. Period. Yeah. That's how I work. And of course, the closer we are as friends, the more we talk, the more we party together, then, you know, it's going to happen more. I'm thinking, I need someone to book. Who am I thinking? Oh, the guy I was hanging out with yesterday.
Of course. It's the same thing with your tracks that you got. You forget something, you're like, damn, I wanted to play that one. So the DJ.
You forget that all the time.
Yeah.
So I just don't really have a pattern. I try to give the people who I think deserve it as much credit and as much space as possible.
Nice. Nice.
I love to also look back and be like, oh, I gave this person their first gig. Now look at them. They're out in the world. This is fantastic. I love it. It's like you feel like a happy parent. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Of course. So we can expect something this summer from you anyway. And gig wise, I know this Corona times and everything, but like I felt, nothing's getting really canceled, more postponed. Now we don't know actually when it starts going to open up again, but are you shooting for like being on one place or just
as it is right now? Like I have nothing lined up. Zero. Like
no, I should say nothing. At Slakthuset.
Yeah, I played at Slakthuset on Monday, and they asked me if I want to come back and if I'm available for other gigs. But I'm actually working on this project out in Gnesta. I've been actually making like art and like tables and furniture out of tires, bro.
Oh.
I was changing tires over the Corona thing.
Yeah.
And one day I was at work. I had taken a lot of vitamins.
Yeah. You were like,
I was ready to go.
Go get it.
Exactly. So I was like, yo, what do y'all do with the tires when they're done? She was like, yo, you give them to a company and they, I think, recycle it or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I have some? She was like, yeah. So I talked to a friend of mine, and he's a handy type of person. He has a lot of stuff laying around. So I just took a bunch of tires. I think we took like 30, 40 tires and just got them out of my friend's place and just literally, like, if I could go out there after leaving this interview, because that's where I'm in town right now to do the interview, if I can go right back out there, that's exactly what I'll be doing. I'm so fucking excited about that.
Yeah, as we were talking about, you want to do something that's fun and lovable at the time. I'm just saying, motivational.
And it's brand new because it's like it took me like a week to figure out how just to cut through them.
Yeah, because that's some tough.
It's got fucking steel inside and all these things. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
But I figured 1 week to cut them. Another week to do some painting. Now I feel like I got that under control.
How do you glue them together?
You don't glue them together. That don't work.
Do you like vulcanize them or something?
No, what I'm doing now is like I'm kind of like trying to find like just combine different things like wood that he has laying around and try to do some screws. Yeah. See, I'm gonna get some shit together soon and post them. Yeah. But this is also for my friend's island. Also, he has this thing going on with this post-apocalypse concept. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be doing out there, so it fits in perfectly. So I'm basically kind of making the furniture for his post-apocalypse themed island. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Interesting. Yeah, and then you're gonna play for it. That's the thing, though. No. You're gonna play live for us. Yeah. Or do a set anyway. Yeah. That came as a surprise. Yeah. Are you ready to go, or?
The world's most organized man. I think. I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah. That's cool. So what are you thinking about when you're doing a set like this? When you have like the virtual crowd, I mean, what you're gonna give us?
I think it's gonna be impossible for me to play hard. Yeah. Because I play for my audience. Yeah. And if I don't have an audience, then I prefer to listen to a little bit more chilled out music, a little bit more not even chilled out, more complicated. Let's say. Yeah. Yeah.
So sort of more towards musical, like melodic.
Exactly. More than just pling plong. Yeah. Tech. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could probably from my background too, coming from so many different kinds of music. Yeah. It's like I feel more inspired by those types of tracks. Yeah. You know, if I'm on a dance floor and it's cooking, or if I'm playing and the dance floor is cooking, then throw a couple of bangers in there, of course. Yeah. But in general, if I'm sitting around just listening on myself, or it's the beginning of the night, I love to play parties in the beginning of the party. Yeah. Or right before the dance floor gets started. Mm-hmm. I think it's such a skill. Like, if people on the dance floor and there's 300 people and everybody's banging their hands in the air, blah, 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 just about anybody can come on and keep that going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just follow the trend. But to get people from sitting down or walking in out the cold to fucking shaking their asses, that's a skill. Yeah. That takes a little bit of working and a little bit of getting into the people. Exactly. So I like to do that.
That was a real challenge in the Bronx, though, when you had playing three opposite floors. Yeah. Like getting people to stay in there.
Yeah. Especially since I think Alban stole my style after a while, because I was cool for a minute. I had my little crowd, but then Alban opened up that little bar, killed my whole shit, man. That was terrible, Alban. But you the man, though. It's all good.
Anyway, we'll love to have you back on the show. Absolutely. To tell us about this summer, probably maybe at the end of the summer or something like that, how everything turned out.
And we look forward to hearing from 5T.
Yeah, 5T podcast coming up soon. Yeah, I've been having so much trouble with that. I hope it's technical stuff, but everything is ready to go. We got the logo, we got the concept, we got everything rolling.
Yeah. So you have to come on the show and tell us about that. Yeah, and we're looking forward to this set. Yeah.
Fantastic. Me too.
And this summer, we hope that Corona stuff ends so we can play. When was the last time you played in front of a crowd? Actually,
I played Monday, but that was a crowd. People were sitting down, kind of couldn't really. You're not really allowed to dance
to move around
But the last, what the hell was the last gig I had? I think that was actually a Slack 2 set also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I played in a little room back there.
Yeah.
I think that
sometime this winter then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but trust me, if there's one thing in this world I love to do is play music. Yeah. I love it. And I would do it for free, and I often do it for free. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if people can afford to pay me, I'll take that too.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. Thank you very much, Ty.
Yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah. Thank you. Så, då ska vi höra på Thais set helt enkelt. Så vi klipper streamen här. Välkomna åter och tack så mycket.
Tack James.
Ja, nästa vecka.
Klerenbäck.
Ja, mycket intressant. Debut.
Studio 54, New York.
Debut Studio 54 som 18-åring, 1978 in New York.
He got some
That's
stories.
Some heavy shit.
I had stories.
Yeah,
living Michael Jackson coming into the DJ booth and
What? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You gotta hear this one. Okay, tack allihopa. Ha det bra.